Hi, this is Travis with Buckeye Bushcraft. Wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about something that a friend of mine came up with called a slingbow. This is an idea from Dave Canterbury, and basically it turns a slingshot into a bow. This is my rendition and version of it. What I've done is I took a 3/8 or a 3/4 rather piece of PVC pipe. I split it down the center with an angle grinder. I got it hot with a heat gun, just like you're seeing with everybody that's making the PVC bows. And with a pair of gloves, I got it hot. Then I opened it up, put it around the handle of the slingshot, and then held it until it cooled. That way it's formed itself around the handle of the slingshot, so it's very, very snug. There's no wobble or wiggle to it at all. Then I used the grinder, and I just kind of free-handed some the curves out of it. Here would be your front sight, or the front rest for the arrow itself, and then this part here goes on the body of the slingshot. This goes up between the forks. This is where your arrow would rest. I'm using here just a regular marksman's wrist rocket, and you can see, or you can hear rather, that it actually goes on very snug. There, it snaps on. There's no wiggle to it at all. It's very, very tight. This adaptation that I've made with the slingshot itself, you'll notice it's got the black power bands. These are the high-powered bands. I shortened them about 1 inch, so when I draw to full draw, it's actually putting more resistance into the band, gives me a little bit more power. I'm using a regular, it's an Easton 340 carbon arrow. I got a regular 125 grain field tip on it. The only adaptation I've made to the arrow itself is I took the knockout and put a golf tee in its place. The golf tee fits really snugly in the pouch in the slingshot itself. All I do is to load it is I set the golf tee into the knock, make sure it's centered up, and then the arrow will sit in this front rest like this. One of the things I like about this is I can have an arrow knocked up and ready to go, but holding it in this configuration, I can move around quietly, not worrying about the limbs of a bow hitting a branch or hitting a twig or anything like that, touching a fence. So it's very, very quiet, just like you're carrying one arrow. I can make, with almost no effort at all, I can turn this into something for bow fishing. I'll show you the accessory that I've got for this to turn this in for bow fishing. And I can take the slingbow adaptation off, or the adaptation to make it into a bow off, and use it like a regular slingshot. So theoretically and realistically, I can walk around with a couple of arrows in my pocket, or a couple arrows in a quiver, and a pocket full of ball bearings, marbles, or round stones, whatever, and I can go after small game, large game, or fish all in the same one. All with the same weapon, without any trips back to the truck and whatnot. I also have another high-powered competition slingshot that I'm going to turn into a slingbow, but I'm going to put the bands from a spear gun on it. So it'll be about a 70-pound draw. It should be pretty good for deer hunting here in Ohio where I'm at, provided the game warden says it's okay. But as you can see behind me, I have a target set up. It's about 30 paces off, so it's a good shot for deer season in this area. And let's see how we can do. You hold it just like you would a bow, draw on it back, and you don't get much better than that. Bullseye on the first shot. Makes me feel pretty good. I think I'll quit while I'm ahead. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment line below. Sorry this is kind of rushed, but I wanted to get it all in one thing, and I'm running out of daylight. You guys have a great day. God bless. Talk to you soon.